Hello and welcome to Auditor Training. Thank you for volunteering to be an auditor for your service unit. This tutorial will teach you about what your role is in the service unit. The auditor's job is to make sure the service unit and troops document the way they handle money. Auditors are responsible for ensuring the money that comes in and goes out of troop and service unit accounts is accounted for and documented correctly. Auditors are the only members of the service team that cannot be on any Girl Scout checking accounts as a signer, even if they are troop leaders themselves. Now that you have a general idea of what your role is, let's review our objectives. By the end of this tutorial, you should know the requirements and responsibilities of an auditor, know the use of forms, resources, and training opportunities available, know the support system in place for the position, and know the role of the auditor within the service team. You should have received this auditor position description in your packet or from your service unit manager. You should sign this form and return it to your service unit manager as soon as you're able. For every service unit position, there are requirements and duties. These vary depending upon the position, and we'll discuss your requirements now. All service team members are held to certain requirements. The top 5 are shown on the slide, and additional requirements are listed on your position description. The top 5 are membership in Girl Scouts of the United States of America, successfully completing an online background check every 3 years, completing the training or educational sessions as required for the position, having access, ability, and willingness to use the internet, email, and other technology, and of course, learning, promoting, and supporting the Girl Scout program. Take a look at your position description and make sure that you understand all of these requirements. These are the principal duties of the position. You may not be a signer on troop bank accounts. Instruct the volunteers in the use of the Detailed Cash Record, or DCR, promote accurate and timely financial reporting, in consultation with the Service Unit Fall Product Program Manager, Service Unit Cookie Program Manager, and Service Unit Outdoor Program Coach, review detailed cash records biannually for accuracy and completeness, review, audit, and submit all detailed cash records for final report to the service team, submit a list of delinquent troop DCRs to the membership specialist by January 15th and June 15th, file a summary of all DCRs by June 30th with the Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay CFO, follow up to ensure that all disbanded troops are closing their accounts and distributing funds appropriately. You're responsible for collecting all ACH debit authorization forms from troops participating in the Fall Product and Cookie programs and turning them into the GSCB program department by the appropriate dates. Act as Service Unit Liaison to the Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay CFO, and to report any misappropriation of funds to the Service Unit Manager and Membership Specialist. When a new volunteer needs to open a bank account, you should be assisting them. This can involve suggesting banks that are favorable to use, helping them get the documentation they need, or securing a signer from the service team for them. This document helps new volunteers with the process of opening an account by giving step-by-step instructions. It should be given to them at one of their first meetings with either the service team or their mentor. You should also remind the volunteer to keep all receipts and bank statements, as they will need them when they turn in their detailed cash record to you. The Detailed Cash Record, or DCR for short, is where the volunteer will record all transactions for all accounts. The DCR is turned into the auditor semi-annually, usually in December and May. When the DCR is submitted to you, all bank statements and receipts should be included. It is recommended that the volunteers put everything in a binder to make it much easier for them to keep everything together and for you to review it. When you review DCRs, you should be looking to make sure that money earned by the girls is being spent on the girls, and that if there is a large amount of money left in a given year, the volunteer has described why. It is typical for troops to reserve funds for a big trip or for events in the fall that will be paid for prior to the fall product sale and cookie programs. In addition to the DCR, you're also responsible for collecting all of the ACH debit authorization forms from troops who are participating in either the fall product sale or cookie programs, and make sure that they get turned in to the Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay Membership Initiatives Department by the appropriate dates. Once you have all the DCRs, you will fill out this form, the Summary of Troop Detailed Cash Record. You will share the information on this form with the service team semi-annually. You can use this form each time you audit DCRs. Each troop in the service unit, as well as the service unit itself, should be listed on this form. If the troop or service unit doesn't turn in a DCR, it should be noted on the form so that follow-up measures can begin. You should also submit a list of delinquent DCRs to your Membership and Community Development Specialist semi-annually. They can help you follow up with the troop volunteers to make sure everything is going well. This is also the form that you will copy and give to your Membership and Community Development Specialist and the Council CFO by June 30th of the scouting year. This is a great way to get the checking account numbers for the troops in your service unit. It will help if troops disband or if there are discrepancies in the accounts at any time. While the Summary of DCRs form gives the brief snapshot of what was on the DCR for each troop, the Service Unit Auditor Findings allows you to actually take notes as you're reviewing the DCRs. So if you see a strange expenditure, you can go back and ask the troop to respond to why that expenditure was made. This is also useful when you have DCRs that have a balance at the end. It allows you to track those troops and make sure that the monies are being spent by the girls who have earned it throughout the year. There are several sources of income that could be referenced on a DCR. The most common are troop dues, council-sponsored product sales, money-earning activities, donations, and financial aid. Money-earning activities and financial aid require applications to be completed by the volunteer to outline plans, budgets, and anticipated outcomes. Donations also require reporting for proper accounting. We will now look at the procedures for money-earning, donations, and financial aid. This application must be completed and approved before a troop can do any money-earning activities. This is to ensure that all the proper health, safety, and financial considerations have been addressed by the troop. Remember that money-earning activities are usually reserved for older girl troops planning large-scale trips or events. Troops that have not participated in the fall product sales and cookie programs will not be able to do any additional money earning. Girls should only entertain money-earning activities if the program or event they are planning requires more than they can earn through traditional methods. This application is approved by both the service unit and council. On the left-hand side are some examples of what troops can use for money earning. On the right-hand side are examples of what troops cannot use for money earning. The rule of thumb is that the girls have to plan, create, and execute the activity. It is usually a good way to earn the money. If they don't do anything to plan, create, or execute the activity, then it is not a good way to earn the money. If a troop receives a donation, they must complete the club organization donation report. If the donation is between $10 and $249, they need to send the form with a copy of the check to council. If the donation is over $250, they need to send the form with the original check to council. This is so that council can fill out the appropriate IRS forms for the donor. Council will send the exact amount back to the troop within 2 weeks of receiving the check. The loan or financial assistance application is for use by troops or individuals in need of financial assistance for uniforms, books, events, or educational experiences. Troops can request a loan. Individuals receive grants. Troops are required to create a repayment plan, and if they don't repay the loan, it is considered a council debt and treated accordingly. The scholarship request for membership fees is a revolving fund for providing the membership fee to those individuals who cannot otherwise participate in Girl Scouting. It can be repaid once the family or troop is able to do so. If it is repaid, the money goes to help another person in the council. The loan or financial assistance application is available online. If you have any further questions, talk to your service unit manager or membership and community development specialist. This is a list of typical expenses that you will encounter on a DCR for a troop. For service units, you will typically see expenses for recognition items, meeting activities, events, and conferences. If you notice abnormal expenses or anything where a volunteer has written a check for cash or taken cash, question it. They should never be taking out cash for anything. Checks should always be written to people who are being reimbursed for receipts that the troop has on hand. Also pay special attention to any bounce check or overdraft fees being charged on accounts. This is also a red flag and should lead to a conversation with the volunteer to make sure everything is going okay. On occasion, you may have girls leave your troop due to a move or bridging, or you may have to disband the entire troop. If these situations occur, there is a process to make sure that the money goes to the correct place. Money in the troop account belongs to the troop, not to the individual girls. If a girl transfers troops, the money will stay with the original troop. If she's not continuing, or if the troop is disbanding, the money becomes the property of council. However, prior to disbanding, troops can decide to donate their unused funds to a worthwhile organization, other troops, or to the service unit for girl activities. But remember, money never goes to girls directly or to their parents. On occasion, you may have to facilitate closing troop bank accounts. This can happen due to a volunteer relocating, an inactive troop, or a disbanding troop. This letter is to be filled out by the service unit manager and sent to the volunteer to notify them of the steps they should take to close the account. If they don't follow up and submit the documentation, then you merely have to turn the documentation over to council and they will continue the process. This concludes auditor training. Thank you for taking time to complete your training, for supporting the girls and adults in your community, and for taking on the role of auditor. There is a short quiz that will open when you click the link. Please complete it to receive credit for completing this training module. Good luck in your role as auditor. We hope you are now more familiar with the role and your role in the service unit. If you have any questions, contact your service unit manager or membership and community development specialist. Good luck!